Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pop and Culture Podcast, episode 35. I'm Adrian.
I'm Jay.
And we're here on a nice sunny day in Seattle, which I'm not a fan of.
I love it. It's great, except for the fact that people in my office like to turn the air conditioning to like 63.
Yes. That is delightful.
No, because I'm under the vent.
That's even better. That's even better.
I only have 2 more days to worry about.
I know.
So.
You're almost gone, buddy. While we were in Detroit, my air conditioner system went down to 60. And it lived there. Oh, it was magical. So the hotel had a pool. You know what? I'll explain it as I drink a beer. And what are we drinking today?
We are drinking Butte Creek Brewing's Organic Pilsner. I chose Pilsner because I think Pilsner makes a good sunny day beer. And in honor of the sun here, that's what we're going with. So it's organic, USDA approved organic even. These guys are out of... Oh, this is another one by out of Ukiah, California.
We had their other one.
What was the other one? It was an organic... Was it a porter?
I don't know. There's one left in the fridge, and I think it might have been the porter.
I think it was a porter. Yeah. So we'll see how the organic Pilsner goes. I almost drank it straight out of the bottle, but
you're welcome to.
It's organic. That means I have to be a little more couth when I drink it, right? I don't think you like this.
I'm holding any comment reservations and saying neutral until you try it.
I like it. You don't like it.
It's not that I dislike it. You know what? You know what I feel like I'm drinking? A church key.
Give it a little. Okay, maybe it's about.
It's about par with the church key.
I didn't have a problem with the church key. It was another one of those, like, if it's there, you'll drink it. You won't seek it out. But
I agree with what you said. Pilsner, sunny day, at a beach, at a ball game, 100% in.
Yeah.
Like, that is definitely the beer for this scenario. So, totally for it. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I have a funny story to tell you. If you guys all watched episode 3, when we had the Hell or High watermelon.
3 sounds about right.
You did not enjoy that beer in context.
Correct.
NYP.
No.
Has it on tap right now.
Sons of bitches.
And they will make you a margarita with it, too, if you so choose.
Oh, interesting.
Garnished with a slice of watermelon.
Now, that I would try. Also, I like their buffalo wings.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that beer may actually go well with.
Yes. It would go very well with that. We also had the... it was like the artichoke hearts and garlic and Parmesan pizza. Everybody has a combination of that, but that idea with the watermelon beer, and it went really well with that.
Okay, again, I'm willing to try the watermelon beer with food. Now I know of the place that has the food. Perhaps you and I will watch a basketball game and go there.
That's a very strong possibility.
The next game is tomorrow. We'll discuss off air.
Okay.
The other reason I was laughing and talking about the 60-degree air conditioning was Detroit, which this beer would have been lovely in. Because it was humid, it was hot, it was gross. And the air conditioning in the main hotel was broken.
Oh.
Some of the rooms worked, others did not. Luckily mine did. They also have a pool in their lobby. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm pretty sure it was designed in the 70s by somebody who was currently banging a cokehead.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So you walk in, and it's hot, it's muggy, and it's even more humid than outside because of the pool.
Right.
So walking into the room at that cool air was needed. Granted, you could see your breath when you woke up. I didn't care. Delightful.
Yeah, like you said, it's very warm out here right now. I haven't seen the temperature today, but I know the past couple days it's been hovering right around 80.
A little higher.
Okay, depending on where you're at.
Yep.
Up in Everett, it tends to be a couple degrees cooler than here.
Yeah.
Just because we're right on the water. But yeah, so the air conditioning at my work is set to like 63, which when I walk from outside into the office, it feels great.
Initially.
At first, it feels so refreshing. And then after about 5 minutes, I'm like, I need to put a light jacket on right now because this is ridiculous.
That's what hoodies are made for, man. That's what hoodies are made for.
It's true. So, okay, so let's move into TV. I guess that's a good place to go.
Not a lot of TV out right now because of the season breaks.
It is summer.
So I'm catching up on iZombie. Almost caught up on that. Wow, what is that smirk
I
about?
just cannot take that show seriously.
Have you watched it?
No.
It is Veronica Mars and zombies mixed together in a lovely little package.
Is there beavers on the show?
Oh my god. I kind of want to watch Zombiever now.
I kind of want to also.
Okay. I'll get it from Netflix. I'll copy the disc for us.
All right.
We're talking about a movie called Zombiever. Yes. Which the cover is just just red with a black silhouette of a woman clearly on the ground with her legs spread with a beaver coming towards her in between. Now, I know what you're thinking. Beaver is another term for ladies. However, no, not the case in this movie. Although I guess that could make a call for that being undead. But in this, the beavers are the zombies.
Right.
They're out camping. It's co-eds camping, and the beavers are coming to get you.
Okay, so you catching up on iZombie for whatever reason.
Catching up on iZombie. Jess loves iZombie.
I am not shocked at all by
I
that.
think it's fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. The one show that is also in our queue that we are struggling to get through is Bones.
And you've been a Bones fan for a long time.
Loved Bones for a good long time, but this season is just it's rough. Like I'm struggling to get through. I have a feeling I don't know if season 11 has been renewed or not.
Okay.
If it is, I would put money on that's going to be it.
Yeah, I would be surprised because you're not the only one that I've
No.
heard say that this is a rough season.
Yeah.
And I'm not somebody that watches it, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But a few of the people I know that watch it, they're like, it's not Bones.
No, it's not. It's been blech.
Okay.
The other thing we're watching is because we need a new show to watch, a sitcom, is Community.
I have it on my Netflix queue.
Oh, you have to watch it.
But it's on DVD only. That's the problem.
Or Hulu Plus.
I don't have Hulu Plus.
Well.
I'm not about to spend another $8 a month just to watch Community.
So get the discs.
I will. They're on my queue.
Okay, I'm telling
At
you,
like 60.
I watched it when it came out back in the torrents. Back when torrents were reliable. I don't know what's going on now.
It's all sorts of messed up.
Internet, help me out. Like, what happened? I used to be able to
I
go.
think we need to figure out how to get into the deep web. I think that's the problem.
Is that the problem?
I
We're
think
on the outer crust
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
web.
yeah.
We need to get in deeper.
The deep web is where you get things like social security numbers and season 1 of Community.
Okay, that's what I need. I don't
Yeah.
care about the so as you guys should know, and if you don't, pay attention to the news sometimes. The U.S. government got hacked.
Yeah.
By China.
Right.
China, get me into the deep web. I don't care the hacking. Keep the credit card numbers. I just want torrent sites that are reliable. That's not asking too
No,
much.
I feel like that's very reasonable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, season 1 Community, it's delightful. I love the show. I've seen it all. Really, I've been enjoying it, watching it with someone who hasn't seen it before.
Okay.
What about you?
So we've been watching. We were a couple episodes behind on Bob's Burgers, so we caught up on that. Actually, I think we're still 2 episodes behind, but hilarious.
Yeah.
Started watching Silicon Valley.
Is that one of the Netflix originals?
No, this was like a Showtime or HBO
Okay.
or something like that. I'm watching it on demand right now, so it's pretty funny because for anybody that has kind of any idea of what happens in the actual tech world, dead on.
Okay.
Just hilarious. It's got, I don't know if we've ever talked about this. Did you watch Freaks and Geeks?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Martin Starr, the friend with the glasses,
Yes.
all grown up in this show.
Interesting.
Hilarious.
I remember now what you're saying, and it got good reviews.
Yeah.
It looks like Netflix, who has released a shit ton of original content in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, every time I go on, they're like,
Like,
here's 22 new shows that we did today.
Yeah, it's been ridiculous. But I'm pretty sure one of them, I think, is based about Silicon Valley. At least
It's
it
possible.
looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, by the way, did you hear Netflix is going to put commercials between their original content?
Shut up. It's just original content?
Yeah, just original content.
Interesting.
So next season of Daredevil will have advertisements before each episode.
Is it going to be in the middle or just before?
I think it's just before, like, YouTube style.
I can stomach that. Because
Right.
Hulu takes commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Which kind of bothers me. I'm already paying you. Don't take commercial breaks.
Right.
But I am paying you less than I pay cable, so
Right.
I'm going to let that one slide.
Yeah. So Silicon Valley, we're 3 episodes in. The first season's only 8 episodes.
Okay.
So pretty funny. Game of Thrones, caught up on that.
Give me your thoughts on this season.
The majority of the season's kind of been meh. The last 2 episodes have been really good. But like the first 6 episodes, I was just like, okay, like what the hell is even going to happen?
So I tapped out after last season.
Yeah.
I had enough. I like the idea. I like the premise. Things are kind of moving along. They move along really slowly and then really quickly for an episode 2
Yeah.
and then really
Yeah.
slowly. And I feel like they fill that really slow time with unnecessary sex and rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need that.
No, I would say this season has done a better job of not having as much of that.
Really, Sansa?
The one time. Yeah. Whereas every other season is like every 2 episodes there's something.
Right.
So they've toned it down a bit. There was, so you know Stannis Baratheon.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's got the crazy witch woman with him.
Right.
Okay. So there was something that happened in this past episode that
Just spoil it, man.
okay, so he killed his daughter.
Okay.
Sacrificed her. Like fucking tied her to a stake and burned her.
But didn't... Okay.
Yeah. As a sacrifice to the god of light.
Sure, of course.
Super crazy. Monday morning, I get online and there's a meme that's Game of Thrones, the only show on TV that has worse parenting depicted than a TLC reality show.
Whoa.
I'm like, oh, but it's true.
It is true.
It is true.
I think the only worst parent is Gemma.
Well,
Well, I'm just saying. I feel like Gemma may be a worse parent still.
I mean, she killed a kid, yeah. I guess.
I don't know what's worse, killing the kid or manipulating them and killing their loved ones for 20-some years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Like,
Mom of the year right there.
oh, man. Only.
And then what else did I watch? Pretty Little Liars is back.
Okay.
So I watched the premiere episode of that. It was on last night. Episode 2 was on last night. I haven't watched it yet. I'll watch it when I get home tonight. But they're figuring out another way to put another twist in there.
And you're enjoying it still? Oh.
It's got to be getting close to the end. Like, I don't know how many more seasons they can do with this.
Okay.
There's a character that's died 2 separate times, and we find out she's still alive. And I'm just like, come on, really? Like, how many times can you fake your own death?
Well, they're liars. That's what
I
they
know,
do.
I
They're
know.
pretty, they're little, and they lie.
Yeah. So, but that's pretty much it for TV for me.
The other TV I've been watching is the NBA Finals.
Oh, sorry. Technically, this is TV. I watched 2 more episodes of Ken Burns' baseball documentary.
I'm sorry, what?
Are you not familiar with this?
Yeah, I didn't know you were watching the Ken Burns baseball documentary.
Oh, yeah. I've been working on it for like 2 years.
Because that is like, it's a huge, like 36 hours?
22.
Okay.
Because it's 11 segments that are each 2 hours long.
Goodness.
I watched 3 segments. Sorry, I watched 3 segments on Saturday. Just let it go.
And it's supposed to be phenomenal.
Oh, it's amazing. It's really good. The history behind the game, the socio-political background of it is just fantastic. And you learn about all the players and all the shit that went on. Like, it's good. It's
And
really good.
it's streaming, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yep.
That's how I've had it.
So let me ask you this. Speaking of documentaries, Adam Carolla's Paul Newman documentary came out. And it's getting
Oh.
good reviews.
I didn't know it came out finally.
Yeah. Any interest?
Yeah, I would totally watch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know you and I both we very much liked the podcast. We listened to it for a long time. And then it just got repetitive,
Yeah.
the same thing. He became a little bit more of an asshole. Because I know that was his shtick.
Right.
But it went too far. I was like, I'm annoyed with you.
Yeah.
He
No,
got rid of Teresa.
I think it went too much to his head that he had like the #1 podcast.
Yep. He got rid of Teresa. He got rid of Allison.
Yeah.
So,
In an email, apparently.
yeah. So I didn't know. Like, for me, I was like, I'll watch the documentary.
Yeah, I'll still
Like-
watch it. I mean,
Like, I already bought it.
I would still watch the Hebrew Hammer.
I love Hebrew Hammer.
Right?
What does that have to do with Adam Carolla?
That was his movie.
No, it wasn't.
No, which one? He did.
You're thinking of The Hammer.
That's what I'm thinking. Sorry.
Oh, man. Hebrew Hammer is amazing.
Yes.
I love that
I would watch
movie.
both of the movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I kickstarted, crowdfunded, whatever he did. Oh, fund anything for Road Hard.
Yeah.
So when that comes out, I'll get a copy of that.
Right.
Which, fine, I'll watch it. The Hammer, still a good movie, but no, not as good as the Hebrew
No,
Hammer.
no,
Oh my God. Such a good movie.
Speaking of movies, did you watch any?
I can't remember if I touched on this movie or not. I started a movie called Devil's Due.
You did not.
Okay. So I started Devil's Due before our last podcast.
Okay.
And I love horror movies. I hate what is it called? The first person camera.
Oh, like found footage style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking can't stand it. So I'm watching this on the plane, trying to get through it. I'm struggling to get through it. I keep turning it off. I'm like, it's just annoying me. It's just annoying me. So this last trip to San Francisco over the weekend, I decided to try to finish it.
Okay.
And I did, but it was an effort. I think the movie in itself. So essentially, here's the deal: this man and woman get married. They go on a honeymoon. In the honeymoon, they go to this bar in South America. They both get drugged. She gets impregnated with the devil's child. Hence, devils do.
Okay.
Okay, fine, whatever. I've seen Rosemary's Babies. I know how this works. And it looks like I'm watching a remade copy of Rosemary's Baby, but found footage edition.
Okay.
And it's just obviously not as good as Rosemary's Baby, which is not scary by any means by today's standards. This wasn't either.
Okay.
Like, for the first 45 minutes of the movie, nothing happens. You know that she gets... You know what's going on.
Right.
They don't know what's going on. She's starting to do weird stuff, like eating like raw ground beef, and she's getting angry and violent, and dogs are reacting to her. But the whole time you're just like, yep. Yep. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. It's still going on. Cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then the end was still anticlimactic as it is. You find out they've been doing it for a while, and there's a bunch of the kids running around, and the movie ends. Big deal. So, Devils Do. Don't watch it. Watch Rosemary's Baby.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, that is very anticlimactic. I was super annoyed that I had to struggle to get through that. Especially when I got this new word search app on my tablet, I would have much rather been playing.
Oh, yeah. No, I got a word search.
Addicting.
It's great.
All right. What about you? Any movies?
Rewatched Euro Trip because I just needed like a dumb movie to watch.
That's a dumb movie.
And that's the one to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the scene where they're in Amsterdam and they're sitting there in the brownie house and they just eat the giant plate of brownies and they're like tripping and the guy comes over. He's like, there's no pot in these. These are just regular brownies. And they're like, oh. Okay. I just get up and leave.
Nope.
Funny movie. But yeah, that was, I think that's the only movie I watched in last week. I feel like there was one more, but I can't remember it. So fuck it.
Okay. And to go back to Devil's Due really fast.
You're spending more time talking about it than there was good points in the movie.
Because I was excited. So the leading lady, whose name I can never remember, was also the princess in... Did you ever watch Kings?
No.
Okay, it was an NBC show.
Okay.
Came out for a season. And then the writer's strike happened.
Oh.
So they didn't make a second season. And then when it got all resolved, it was one of the shows that didn't get picked up again.
Okay.
Totally bummer. It was such a good show. It was essentially a retelling of David and Goliath in modern terms. And whatever. It was the girl from there.
Okay.
I've seen her do a couple other movies. And she's very, like, she does not come up often. Like, so whenever she comes up, I always kind of pay attention because in my head, if you're only doing a movie maybe every 2-3 years.
You're picking good movies.
You're picking good movies. Yeah.
Or you're just not getting offers.
Well, now I feel like it's the latter of the two after Devil's Due.
Maybe Kings wasn't really that good of a show.
Bite your tongue. It was so good. So good.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right.
Comics?
Okay, before we go into this week's, you had a chance to read Convergence.
I did.
I had a chance to read Convergence. We promised them we would talk Convergence.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Fucking event. That's... Nothing changes.
Everything changes.
Yeah, there's... all the books will be able to take place on different Earths now. That's the change.
So here's what happened. As we all know, DCNU picked up a couple years ago. It went from...
5 years ago.
Oh my God. Has it really been that long?
Sorry, 4. Because it was September 2011. And it's now June 2015. So almost 4 years ago.
Almost 4 years ago. Yeah. Well, yeah, because issue 41 and all this stuff just came out. 12 issues a year. Do the math.
Yeah.
So, DCNU... Okay. Here's some explanation. We had the DC universe. After Flashpoint, he came back to a new universe.
Right.
That new universe we refer to as the DCNU.
Yes.
DC New Universe.
Right.
So we always knew the other universe may or may not still exist. We had the assumption because of Pandora that it does. but we didn't have a hard confirmation. And DC was not acknowledging it by any point.
Right.
So now we have convergence, where we find out not only does that reality exist, but all previous realities exist. Pre-crisis, pre-final 0 hour, final night, like
Right.
all those universes now still exist. And now they're telling us, not only do these all still exist, not only are all still canon, we're going to be revisiting some of these universes. Which brings me to my question about Superman Truth. And I said this last week, and now I'm going to bring it up because now that you read Convergence, I want your opinion. Superman Truth is Lois Lane has outed Clark Kent as Superman to the world.
So this is the DC, the current okay.
Superman.
I was like, I don't.
Lois Lane has outed him as Clark Kent.
Right.
So now he's just walking jeans and a t-shirt and going around kicking ass and taking names. Yet in JLA, he's in the traditional suit, not kicking ass and taking names.
So you think they're different universes?
Yes and no. We always know the current Justice League is the Darkseid War. We know Darkseid lives, like New Genesis, outside the multiverse.
Right.
There's not multiple versions. It's just them.
Right. Yeah.
So is this taking place outside the multiverse, or is it another timeline? Now that you've read Convergence, do you think they're going to start doing things like that?
I would say yes, and I think it's going to make things very difficult to keep track of. Because if I'm reading Action Comics and it's one version of Superman, I'm reading JLA and it's another version of Superman, I'm reading Superman and it's another version of Superman, and they're all fucking different storylines. How am I going to keep that shit straight? But one thing that I would be happy about is that would mean, like...
You're Donna Troy?
Well, no. What I was going to say is there would be less crossovers.
Sure.
In the sense that I wouldn't have to buy... Not that I read Superman anyway, so this doesn't make sense. But I wouldn't have to buy Action Comics and Superman and Supergirl and Justice League to get one story because they'd all be different stories.
Sure.
So that I'd be fine with.
And I get what you're saying. So look here. Here's the solicitation for the new Justice League book.
He's in the
traditional garb.
Yeah.
So is Truth an ulterior timeline or not? I'm very curious about
I would say Truth is the DCNU timeline, and maybe this is going to be a Justice League in a different timeline. And I know that's the uniform of the DCNU Superman.
That's DCNU. That's DCNU Flash. They're all the DCNU outfits.
Yeah. I think they're going to be different storylines or different universes.
I'm curious to see.
I'm hoping so.
Right now, the only universe we know for a fact is a different universe is the book I'm going to review, Earth 2.
Right.
Okay. So speaking of reviews, let's get on to this week's. What
Okay.
you got?
So I didn't pick up too many books this week. I got actually 2 of these are from last week, anyways. Captain Canuck #1.
Yeah, you did.
Which I will be reviewing. Convergence #8. 4 Points #3. Nameless #3. There's like 1 or 2 other ones.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. None of the other ones are worth mentioning right now.
So light week for me, given Convergence is wrapping up, the new books are starting to come out. They're trickling.
Yeah.
But because of Secret Wars, Marvel's on hold.
Right.
So I got an independent publication called Birthright, which is by Skybound.
Right. Kirkman's line.
Yep. So I got...
Is that Willingham?
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
So I got issue 7 of Birthright, Red Hood and Arsenal #1, Constantine the Hellblazer #1.
Okay.
And then for my Secret Wars or alternative universes, a 1602 Witch Hunter Angela.
Okay.
Inhumans Adelan Rising. And then for Star Wars, Kanan the Last Padawan. Earth 2 Society, which is a book I'll be reviewing. And this book called Rise of the Incarnates.
What the hell is that?
It's been a free publication from Marvel.
Okay.
It is now at issue 10.
Is it based on a video game?
I have no idea.
I'm only asking because Bandai.
Yeah. The guy who... So, a buddy of mine is the manager of the comic store.
Right.
And every now and then, they'll order books, and they get their order. And every now and then, they get books they didn't order.
Right.
Generally, when that happens, they are somewhat inappropriate. The last one was a book called The Rapture, where it was a bunch of blue elves with generous anatomy.
Okay.
And it was really weird, graphic, and inappropriate.
Okay.
So I looked at it and I laughed, and we threw it in someone else's box that we knew. And then, like, I'm pretty sure we left it at our other friend's house, unknown to him.
Oh, nice.
And he hasn't commented yet. So he either A, found it and didn't comment, B, his wife found it and threw it away, or C, hasn't been found yet. And if it's C, I'm just waiting for that to happen. So every now and then, there's these random-ass books thrown in my box.
Okay.
This is one of them, Rise of the Incarnates. Contains mature content not suitable for children. I haven't flipped through it yet because of that reason alone. Issue 9 was in my box, and now issue 10 is in my box. And he says to me today, oh, no, it's really good. You should probably give it a try. No.
Yeah, that seems suspect.
No, thank you. But I will give Earth 2 Society a try.
Okay.
So at the end of Convergence and at the end of what was it? Future's End, Earth 2 has been destroyed by the Apocalypse War.
Okay.
End of Convergence, Telios finds an Earth that is suitable for them. So they all go to this Earth now. And now they're going to try to bring back all their law. So essentially when Earth 2 was being destroyed, they all, not all, because unfortunately the majority of the people were killed, but about 100,000 escaped on life vessels into space. So now they're trying to bring them all back to this new Earth.
Okay. And I was a little confused with the end of Convergence. Was it Battle World or wherever the hell they were on that became the new Earth 2, or was it a whole different planet?
It's a whole different planet.
Okay.
This book should have been entitled Batman with a hint of Earth 2 characters.
Okay.
Which I'm totally fine with. Because in this universe, although it hasn't been exposed yet, 99.9% sure Dick Grayson is going to turn out to be the new Batman.
Right, okay. And I can totally see them, the way that they set him up in Convergence. I can see that happening.
So this book starts off with Batman with weird technology. He's got this awesome armor shield. He doesn't fly, but he's wearing a trench coat cape thing that turns to armor.
Oh.
So he has this different technology you're not expecting. And then it's all from the narrative of Batman and Dick Grayson.
Okay.
Which is why I'm totally happy, because I love me some Dick Grayson.
Right.
However, if you remember in Convergence, Dick got his back broken.
Yes.
And then Telios healed him.
Yep.
Well, now that they're no longer on Telios's planet,
He's got the back problems again.
he's back broken again.
So when does Azrael show up?
He can't move, right? Jean Paul Val is going to show up and rock somebody. Someone's going to punch his back and heal it, So he can't move. He's just lying there when all the other heroes have left. So now he's telling the story as some of the ships are coming back to Earth. Some of them are being destroyed. Alan Scott turned into this huge different creature altogether. And in the end, Mr. Terrific, the smartest man in the universe, galaxy, whatever he wants to claim to be, found Dick and carries him away. So my assumption is that Mr. Terrific does something to Dick to let him be Batman. Either an exosuit, and that's probably why he's got some crazy tech with his suit. Like, who knows? I'm intrigued to keep finding out.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
By the way. How do you feel about... Where'd it go? The new way they're doing ads.
Oh my god, I can't stand it.
So, for those of you that are not looking at the book like we are, DC has started doing in-page ads, which means that historically, it's always been you'd have a full page of story, and then the side next to that would be a full page ad. They've now split it to where it's half page. The top of 2 pages is the story. The bottom of the 2 pages is a Twix ad.
Now, here's what I find interesting. It's only been Twix that I've seen this happen on.
Well, I think it goes along with the gimmick of the right Twix, left Twix.
I agree that it does. A, it bothers me that it's Nick Lachey because douche.
Right.
B, I'm hoping that Twix had to pay out some serious money to have them do this, and that is not going to happen again.
Nope, I don't think so. I read a story that says they're going to start doing that in a lot of their books.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
I think it's just going to take some getting used to. I mean, granted, I don't like ads in books anyways.
Sure.
That's why, like,
Digitals and traits.
Well, and, like Lazarus and Alex and Ada, no ads.
When is the last issue of Alex and Ada going to come out?
Next week.
Oh.
I looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a sad, sad week. But yeah, anyways, so that's their new ad plan to get more people to actually look at the ads because they're not used to avoiding them.
And yet, I'm pretty good. Because the thing is now, I've seen that ad in at least 10 issues.
Right.
So now as soon as I see it, I just ignore it because I know what it is. I don't care.
I can tell you that I kind of want a Twix now.
Really?
I kind of do.
Just like that? It worked on you?
Just because I'm a huge Twix fan.
Well, who doesn't love Twix?
Right? But are you a right Twix or a left Twix?
I am not a peanut butter Twix. I am a
You're
classic.
not?
I'm a classic Twix.
I enjoy classic, but I'm a huge peanut butter guy. So
I love peanut butter.
When peanut butter is available, I go for it.
I love peanut butter. I love peanut butter M&Ms. I love peanut butter everything. I haven't had a peanut butter Twix.
You haven't even had one?
No. You know why, Jay? I'm fat enough. I don't need to add more candy to my repertoire. Thank you. I'll stick with greasy meats and cheeses.
Fair enough.
Pizza.
Okay.
What do you got?
Speaking of greasy meats and cheeses, I have Captain Canuck #1.
Poutine.
Yeah, there you go. And palomino. Not so much to the cheese, but the meat. Yeah. Okay. So you did read Captain Canuck Zero?
I read
you-
Captain Canuck Zero.
Okay.
And I read Captain Canuck Holy War.
Okay. So Captain Canuck #1, Captain Canuck #0 was the first couple pages of Captain Canuck #1.
Okay.
So you've actually read like a quarter of this comic. So it starts out with them in the plane over the exploding fuel plant, and he jumps out of the plane. So you've seen that.
Yes.
Okay. So Captain Canuck, I'm not familiar with all the backstory. I think you've researched a little bit more than I have.
A little bit more
Because
because
you even knew about the sidekick, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Canadian superhero. It seems like, from what I gather, most of his power just comes from a suit. He himself doesn't have powers. He has
Right.
a powered suit. So he's not quite Iron Man, but he's not quite Captain America. I don't even know what I'd.
Earth 2 Batman.
Yeah, I was saying maybe a Batman without
He-
the money.
He's a Batman.
He's a government Batman.
Yep, he's a government
Yeah.
Batman with an enhanced exoskeleton. Not to the point of Iron Man, but it makes him almost Captain America level. Almost, not quite,
Yeah.
but almost.
He's one step above the Guardian,
Yeah, yeah.
or what was their other
Yeah,
name?
it's the Guardian.
Vindicator?
Oh, wait, we're thinking different Guardians. I'm thinking
Alpha Flight.
Yeah, you're thinking Alpha Flight Guardian.
Yeah.
I'm thinking DC Guardian with the yellow
Oh.
helmet
Oh,
because
no,
he
no.
had kind of super strength
Yeah,
and agility.
yeah, a little
Okay.
bit. Okay. Anyways, so the book opens up. They're in a plane flying over. They're doing a test mission. They're government. They're military people. They're flying over and they see like this giant explosion in a fuel refinery area. So they're like, "All right, this just became an actual rescue mission because we got a SOS thing. There's 35 people in the plant still." So they're getting ready, and Captain Canuck's like, "All right, I'm doing this like I did in Punjai." Just jumped out of the back of the plane, no parachute, nothing. Just goes right in.
Good for him.
Right? Gets in there, finds that the 35 people that were supposed to still be there have pretty much become zombies, and they're trying to kill him. So he's fighting his way out. Cut back to the headquarters of this military division. They find out that the power plant is actually owned by Captain Canuck's brother. Weird twist. I don't
Okay.
know. So they're trying to get a hold of his brother to try to figure out plans on how to, extinguish the flames. They had to have had some sort of safety plan, something. He's blown them off. He goes into a meeting. Turns out he's part of essentially like a Hellfire Club.
The brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they have forced him out. They've bought all of his properties, made him just publicly humiliated, took all his money, and he's like, "I did everything you asked. What the hell?" Well, it turns out it was just a test. They're like, "We had to get rid of all your stuff to show that you were actually loyal to us." So his brother's in league with these bad guys who have done something to the plant. At the end of the issue, you find out that his brother's like, "I don't really care that my brother's going to die. I'm with these guys." So
How are you feeling about going forward in issue 2?
I'm totally into it. The whole thing between the brother and Captain Canuck kind of reminds me of like Xavier and Kane Marco,
Okay.
where one just wants as much power as they can get and is spiteful towards the other. So
So, I can't recall, I don't remember if Captain Canuck's identity is exposed to the world or just his brother
No.
knows.
I
Or this evil organization might know.
think his brother knows, but being that he's also a military agent, like his unit knows who he is.
Okay.
It's like Captain Masters. Captain Canuck. Like that's his code name. So I don't think it's too much of a secret.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
I almost picked up issue 1. I didn't,
Okay.
but I might. Who knows? I kind of got enough books on the plate right now.
And that's my thing too. Like, there's a couple that I was reading pre-convergence that I won't be reading anymore. And
Okay.
then there's a couple that are ending like Alex and Ada. So
That's actually like that way for me with Marvel. There's some I was reading pre-Secret Wars. If I want to pick them up post-Secret Wars, we'll see. I don't know.
yeah.
Actually, one of those being Iron Man.
Yeah, you were saying a couple episodes ago that you were kind of losing interest.
Superior Iron Man was bad. Bendis has taken over the new Iron Man.
Okay.
He's going to be the new flagship character for Marvel.
Okay.
For the all-new, all-different Marvel. Fine. The downside is it's not that I'm down on Iron Man. I've been down on Bendis.
Right. Yeah.
For years
Yeah.
now. So I'm like, really? Because you just kind of fucked over the X-Men and now you're leaving, so you can go fuck over Iron Man and go leave someone else. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's it for me this week. Anything else for you, brother?
I got nothing.
Got nothing. We'll see you guys next week.